During college, there can be a lot of pressure to figure out what we want our early careers to look like. And part of that is getting out there and exploring. I think one of the best ways to explore is to actually get in the dirt and learn something that you're interested in. Figure out, can you see yourself doing this for the foreseeable future? In my earlier exploratory stages, I found data science. It's the science of finding, storing, analyzing, and making decisions with large sets of data. And it combines computer science and business analytics and math and a little bit of communications in the way that you present your data, and it really struck a chord with me. At university, I'm an economics major with a minor in applied math, and that's going to let me get my graduate's degree in data science in the year following my bachelor's. It's a really fast route, and if you want to learn more about how I'm graduating college in 2 years and then getting my master's in only 1 year after that, you can check out my last video. If you guys do that, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All of that stuff helps out the channel a lot. Once I found data science, there was a little bit of a conundrum. Because I'm an economics major, I won't have that technical computer science training that a lot of data scientists need. I know how to code, but I'm certainly not adept at it, and some higher level statistics concepts are pretty foreign to me. And while I still do have time at university where I can take classes and learn those things, I have a pretty tight schedule. I plan on taking 21 credits a semester and graduating so fast, and I don't really want to expand that time horizon if I can teach it all to myself. That brought me to a book that has been on my reading list for a while, Ultralearning by Scott Young, all about teaching yourself skills through intense and self-directed learning experiences. Scott breaks down different ultra-learning projects that he did, like learning 4 languages in a year by traveling to 4 different countries for 3-month spans of times, or earning a computer science degree from MIT in 1 year as opposed to the 4 that it would normally take. He didn't actually earn his degree, but he found online resources to take all of the classes and test it himself. The computer science project particularly interested me because I was always interested in computer science as a major, but because I got my associate's degree in social science in high school, it would take me a little bit too long to graduate with that degree. And that's where ultralearning comes in for me. I'm gonna have an extended winter break because of the way that my university is scheduling around COVID, so I think it's the perfect place to put a self-directed and intense period of study completely revolving around things that I am interested in, not necessarily having to do with my major. While I am going to be studying data science in grad school, a lot of the economics classes won't be teaching me how to code. And I think it's important to keep in mind that although I am doing a data science project, the principles that I'm going to go over that are found in Scott Young's book and the timeline that I lay out with different courses from different universities can easily be applied to almost any other topic. I would highly recommend reading the book Ultralearning to learn how to apply it to your own discipline and start thinking about things that you've always been interested in learning. For me, I'm an autodidact. You can see some of the books that I've read behind me, and I've always loved learning, so this project is kind of a natural extension of something that I would have approximated otherwise, but putting it into more formal terms that the Ultralearning book does and giving me some bullet points to follow is always useful. The structure is appreciated. I'm going to be documenting this entire process of teaching myself data science concepts on this YouTube channel this winter, so again, please be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing that, and shout out to Ken G for his YouTube videos, which helped me a lot in understanding data science, understanding what I had to learn. He has a video about ultralearning data science, and that was overall a massive help. So what am I actually doing, and how do the principles taught in ultralearning apply? I'm going to be taking an intense selection of courses across edX, Coursera, and other learning websites from top universities such as MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and the University of Michigan. Most of these classes are completely free, and they come with lectures, recommended textbooks, homework assignments, projects, and tests. It's really amazing how much information is out there for free from high quality sources. I'm not talking about some YouTuber with 1,000 subscribers who made a video series about data science, although I would certainly be willing to learn from one. These are top professors in their field, and I'm grateful that they are here. When Scott Young did his computer science project, the support systems were not there. University of Michigan has a beginning to end series of courses about machine learning in Python, which I am going to start doing as soon as I am done with MIT's Introduction to Computer Science Using Python course that I'm taking right now. I already know some Python, but I thought it would be good to take a beginner course just to make sure I have my foundation firm. The Analytics Edge is a graduate level course offered by MIT, and all the lectures can be found online. This teaches you how to perform analytics using the programming language R, which I definitely wanted to get some experience with. And it was recommended to me by an MIT graduate who said that is the class that really got him into data science. There are a couple of databases classes that I plan on taking from Stanford University, and those were recommended to me from a do-it-yourself computer science degree, which I found online. It has dozens of classes laid out and different concentration paths that you can go down, with all of the classes offered for free. It's OSSU, and I'm gonna link it down below if you're interested in specifically doing computer science. I plan on taking a lot of the courses they talk about at later dates, but this winter I wanna focus in on data science and pour that computer science foundation alongside as well as after my data science foray. And then there are some how to code classes that I plan on taking. These kind of teach you how to learn different coding languages. They are by no means 101 courses, and I think that'll be useful to, again, broaden my horizons on computer science, but I could see myself replacing them with some more specific coursework on machine learning or artificial intelligence. It is important to mention that I'm going to be taking some introductory to statistics classes, most likely on LinkedIn Learning, because I don't have any formal statistics education besides what I've picked up in economics, and I think getting that mathematical foundation is going to be important given the fact that I'm going into data science. But it wouldn't be Ultralearning if I was just taking a set of classes. What principles did I learn in the book that I can apply to my learning experience that you can apply to yours as well? The first principle is focus, removing distractions. And it has a lot more to do with being in the moment while you are learning than the overall structure of your learning experiment. I'm pretty adept at this already given the fact that I'm a college student with pretty good study habits. I know how to put my phone away, I meditate every day to make sure I maintain that ability to focus on something, and I utilize the Pomodoro method, which is 25 minutes of intense studying followed by a 5-minute break, rinse and repeat, to make sure that I can keep on task. A lot of it is going to be figuring out what works for you. I figured that out for me, and I documented a lot of the process on my YouTube channel, so go down, subscribe, check out the channel, and you'll see dozens of videos on the topic. The second principle is directness. Learn by doing. Don't just skim a textbook. Ultralearning goes pretty in-depth about why just reading a textbook and skimming it over to review is not an effective way of learning, and I think that's particularly applicable to something like this, where it would be really easy for me to get a stack of books and just skim them all winter, but instead I'm going to be doing these courses, I'm going to be doing the projects associated with them, I'm going to be holding myself accountable to meet the standards that I set before I embark on my journey. I specifically chose classes that would give me some hands-on experience and give me problems to work on. The third principle is drill. Attack what you're weakest at. I don't know what that's going to be exactly yet, but I think it's going to be statistics. I'm good at calculus, I'm good at computer science and picking up those skills, but when it comes to statistics specifically, I really only have what I learned in economics so far. And don't get me wrong, that's a fair bit, but when it comes to some of the broader mathematical concepts, I definitely know them in a economic context and not as much a data analytics one. So I'm going to be starting off at a more entry-level position on statistics to make sure that I build myself up from the bottom. I'm going to drill that as I get more involved. The next principle is retrieval. How do you test your knowledge? Are you just going through flashcards, or are you actually asking yourself questions and answering them in an open-ended context? Again, having structured classes is such a blessing because I'm not going to have to struggle to come up with my own lesson plans. I'm not an education major. I really don't know that much cognitive science, but because these lessons have been laid out by professors who know what they're doing and know what to expect of their students, it's going to be right there for me. I think Scott Young, back when he did his computer science project for MIT, would have killed for all of the free educational content that is out on the internet now. The next principle is feedback. It should be immediate, accurate, and intense. For feedback, I'm going to be relying a lot on the structure that the courses have, but I'm also going to be documenting everything here and posting it to different online communities, whether that be Linus Tech Tips, Reddit, or different Discord pages. Next up is retention. How are you going to maintain what you learned? For me, it's going to be pretty easy to retain a lot of the beginner concepts because I'm going to build on them with later on concepts. But once I get to the spring semester and I'm taking a lot of philosophy classes to fulfill those university core requirements, I'm definitely going to have to make sure that I keep doing projects so that I can keep that data science blade sharp. And the final principle is experimentation. being outside your comfort zone. And well, this entire thing is a massive experiment, but I also plan on doing some projects towards the end of my learning experience and experimenting with my own data sets. There's tons of free data online, and I want to use them to come up with my own data set, to come up with my own solution to a unique problem, and figure out how I can learn everything that I'm going to be learning to solve something applicable to me. I think it'll be awesome icing on the cake for the experience as a whole, and definitely going to set me apart from other candidates for internships this summer. A big incentive for this entire project is to teach myself all of these technical skills so I can get an internship and prove myself to these companies instead of being like, hey, I have an economics degree, but I don't know how to code. So like, can I still have a data science internship? Like, no, you can't. But if I go and I say, hey, here's this documented process of me learning all of this stuff. Here's a couple of projects that I learned in this experience. And by the way, look at all the initiative that I show by doing this in the first place. That makes me look a lot more appealing. And Kenji, I know you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, which is super cool. I was very excited when I got that notification. So if you make it to this point in the YouTube video, what do you think about this whole thing? I would love to know your specific opinion on it. But overall, I think that's gonna be it for this YouTube video, guys. If you have anything that you specifically wanna experiment with learning, maybe over winter break, maybe just in general, comment it down below. Let's have a conversation about different things that you wanna learn. My passion in the end of the day is for learning. I would identify first and foremost as an autodidact. So I'm interested in how you're learning anything from nutrition to computer science and everything in between. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.